thriving in COVID-19, technology, and the power of social media. Social media is not an option. We're all on social media. We're doing it right now. So we're talking about website, we're talking about LinkedIn, we're talking about Facebook. What's the difference between them? And do I need all three as a business? So the question is not if you're on social media, is how well are you doing social media? Why is a company website important?
Invest in your website like it's an employee. You have an employee, you're going to invest with the best onboarding, the best training, the best tools, right? Treat your website no different. Just like there's updates that you probably have in safety, you're going to want to make sure your website displays those updates as well.
Can you share suggestions on how to improve your LinkedIn profile?
Your personal LinkedIn page, think of it as like your resume. It is where you highlight your skills and abilities. It gets your company information. It is an up-to-date landing page. It is a profile. I mean, there's a number of ways that you can improve your LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn is a professional network, so you should have a professional photo for your LinkedIn. You want to create a headline and you want to create a summary. Think of your summary as your bio. What you do and what you've done in 3 sentences. You want to make sure that you've got relevant work and education. Your relevant work experience is up to date and your education is up to date. Say you may be looking for a particular position that is different, completely different than what you have as your previous work experience. You can add various skills to your LinkedIn profile. And the other thing is you can request endorsements of your skills. You can have your coworkers, your friends endorse you for those skills, as well as you can have your friends and coworkers write recommendations and reviews.
How can I promote my small business on Facebook?
I use Facebook as my targeting tool in my social media post, and they saw how active I was. When you share your stories of what the companies are doing, they're going to be able to connect. So you make a personal connection, but you also make a business connection. You could target your audience by gender, by age group, zip codes. I mean, it is so useful. So for me, it would have to be, my recommendation would be obviously put a marketing strategy plan and then identify where you're going to get your followers. It's multifaceted in regards to different ways you can market, and you could target your audience. I mean, think about that. You know, there is a low cost on doing ads on Facebook that you could target certain zip codes. So for me, I think Facebook is a way to go about it. It's definitely the platform that has the most followers.
So how do you develop trust through your website?
Does your website accurately deliver your company's brand? And that's really critical to keeping a consistent messaging through your website, through your social media platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook. It's okay that they might be a little different how you communicate it, but you want consistency with your brand and your values.
What's the real purpose of LinkedIn other than getting 500 followers?
LinkedIn is the world's largest professional network, and everything is online, and you can connect, and that means it's global. And this means that you can connect with people that you wouldn't have even been able to connect with in person. So it's not just about who you know, but it's also who the people you know, who they know. You could be in school looking for an internship. You can be looking for a job. You can be in an HR department looking to recruit talent. So LinkedIn is the place to do it.
But is Facebook a serious business tool?
First of all, I think number one, obviously, we have to stay active. So having a social media platform and with no activity, it's really having nothing at all, right? So the first thing you want to say is if you're a business and you are promoting on Facebook or LinkedIn, definitely be active. It'll show that you're serious about your business and you want to share your information. Make sure you're relevant. Make sure your content is engaging, pertaining to your business industry. But I think content and it's very important. So please take the time. And again, you could share stories depending what social media platform you're using, but share them. Stay engaged. A lot of my clients that are now my friends on Facebook, and so they get to build that special relationship with me. So many of your clients that you want to build that relationship, you could do it through Facebook. They get to see what your hobbies are. Then again, you have your business profile page. That's definitely different. You wouldn't necessarily share your personal views on the page. So you could manage both.
How do I connect my network to my website?
Does it also connect with your customer? Are you in the same industry, or does your brand show that you're just completely not connected with that industry? The first thing when you look at a website, it really defines your brand. You first got to ask yourself, what is your brand? And why is it important to share that brand in your website? It's your business card, and it's a very fast way to connect with people that's in real time. The website is a lot of times the first stop for people. They're going to look at it first. It's going to be the depth of your company. It's not only going to share your services and your brand, but it's also going to share the people and your message and what you're about. So what you want to do is spend a little time and think through of what you want that takeaway to be. When you're putting together a website, when you're putting together your story, be authentic. And your website is no different. You want to share your mission, you want to share your values, and you want to tell them what you're about. You might have a vision and say, this is what I want, but you also need to think about your client and what their values are and what they're looking for. And sometimes you might have to reassess and mirror those same values.
This is where people are supposed to brag about what they're doing and all of their accomplishments.
LinkedIn for me has been probably one of the greatest tools that I've used for 2019 and 2020, and I will continue to use. And I know you mentioned about, your business cards. Guess what I do? I meet someone, look up their name, and I follow them on LinkedIn. I think it's a great tool.
Every time we would have a hiring or an onboarding, the first thing I would ask when I interview somebody or I look at a candidate is I go to their LinkedIn page, right? Mm-hmm. And if they're not updated with the latest job applications, I get a little concerned because the world we're living in today is real time and you've got to see their background. So after we hire and we go through our onboarding, part of our onboarding that we've embedded is, are you on LinkedIn? Yes. Okay, great. When was the last time you updated your picture and your profile? 2-3 years ago? Okay, we got to do that.
Can Facebook be used for marketing?
Keep your cover and your profile page active. So a lot of the times, let's say on Facebook, your hours have changed. Make sure that you stay on top of that. Your websites, make sure they're linked and they're done properly. Your phone numbers are accurate, your emails are accurate, your contact, and obviously your personnel, staff changes. It takes a little bit of time, but I think it's definitely a way to connect at a very low cost. So when you look at the time and effort you're putting into social media or any type of marketing tool that you may use, it's definitely worth the time because the amount of people and the amount of engagement you're going to receive from doing it, it's definitely worth it. I think it's definitely a low budget marketing tool for businesses. I think this is definitely the way to go. I believe every small business should be on Facebook.